Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly use the red notification up there to subscribe and turn on your notification. Hi besties, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So on this day I decided to go to Slovenia, but I decided to visit Bled, Bohinj and Ljubljana, the capital. And this is Bled. Look how beautiful it is. That's a castle, and that's like the castle from a far distance. I was going to visit the castle and I was going to go to the island, which was amazing. I want you guys to stay glued to this channel to watch to the end because it's amazing, and I highly recommend you this trip if you ever find yourself in Slovenia. This is a place you should visit. If you love adventure, if you love nature, if you like to see beautiful things and new things, this trip is highly recommended for you in Slovenia. So I was working to get my tickets. I think it's advisable to get your tickets when you get to Bled Castle. You just have to work. There's a parking slot. You're gonna work, and the ticketing bond is just right where I'm approaching to. That day was an hassle because I had my heels on. I forgot to wear sneakers. I didn't know like it was gonna be this high, so I highly tell you guys to go on flat. I finally got inside, and this is the views from the castle. Bled is actually like a lake, but you can swim there because it's like very clean, and I already said that, giving Italy vibes. It's so peaceful up here. It's so clean. It's so beautiful, and I'm a lover of good views. So when I saw this, I was so wowed. I was amazed because yes, again, I'm gonna say that God is actually great. The views are amazing. They are mind-blowing. And I see no reason why you shouldn't come here if you can. Afterwards, after seeing the Bled view from the castle up, I also learned that there is a museum, and I was so eager to see what is inside. Even though I'm not so familiar with Slovenia history, but this was like an opportunity to get to know and see more things. So I embarked on going to the museum. The views was amazing, great. So I took the steps. This is where it leads to the museum, but then I realized there's another bigger view to see the Bled river, like approaching to the island, because I already told you guys I was going to go to the island, right? So this is like a restaurant up close to the museum, up on the Bled Castle. So you go, this is where you're going to expect, and this is where you're going to see. I then embarked to the open space up there, but first I had to show you guys the views to see how gorgeous it's looking. It's giving what it's supposed to give, right? And then this is another views. The island is just in the middle, and this is of course every other person taking videos, because it's not just only me who loves these views, right? This is an amazing view from the Bled Castle, and I wanted you guys to see it. And just right there is the island. So afterwards, this is like the queue to go inside the museum. Of course, I was not the only person who is curious to see what is inside the museum. I got in here. This is like a very small space with a lot of histories and images. History and images of thousands years ago. And I like the way the architectural buildings are being made here. So I took some videos for you all. And this was like the direct entrance of the museum. This is a structure of how the buildings grew from years and years ago. So this is like a very small image, the beginning, the little one, and year, and you can see it has been explained to me about 5 stages up to this point. This is another room in the museum. It has known history too, and I saw these views. I said to take another views from the museum, which is absolutely great. Can you see these views, guys? Anyways, I moved on to another section, and I discovered this was like inhabitants from thousands years ago. Inhabitants are like very different from how we're currently looking like. So this like the structure of how it looks like. I also went to another room, which is domesticating the word, some other structures of some images and history from thousands years ago. I also realized that this is how the inhabitants from thousands years ago are being dressed, and I was wowed. So I decided to take a closer video of how they look. So these museums are histories of things that have happened in the Bled castles from thousands of years ago. I wasn't even born then, but I was so glad to have seen how they were being dressed and how things from thousands of years ago were there. This is like a closer view. Of course, everyone was there like being wowed and seeing how they were being dressed, and I decided to do like a closer video to show you guys around. I was so surprised because I never saw something like this except in movies. Then I moved ahead to another section, which was some other videos of different actual dressings from thousands of years ago in Slovenia in the Bled Castle. This is another room explaining its own history. I just love the fact that everything is being made well and you can be able to see these things from thousands of years ago. Of course, the museum is actually very big, so I used the stairs and I went upstairs to see more things because I was really curious to see more things. I love history and I love to learn things every day if I can. This is another open space of pictures of warriors, or you can name it. I took a video and I moved on to another room. And I saw these people gathering here. I was curious to know what is happening. So I discovered this is like a map of how the Bled Castle is being made. And you can see it has some lights showing and its own history, its map. So this is another bigger map on the wall. A lot of people were here because, I mean, it was really mind-blowing. There's no how you're going to go to Bled Castle and you would want to see the museum, to see the history and read more about it. This is another open space. This is some sword from warriors and the likes. I was just going around to see more things. I'm curious to see what's in here, which was like a map or a book, I guess. Yeah. Afterwards, I came to see this grave of a female slave at Bled. She wore typical jewelries in the 10th centuries and she died at the age of 20. This is like a bones from thousands of years ago in the 10th centuries. And I was so wowed, shocked to see this. But this is how everyone is going to die one day. Anyways, I moved on to see other space. This is how the festival looks like, where the female slave had died in the 10th centuries. And these are some of the inhabitants also, like warriors inhabitants. And this is how they are being dressed in the 10th centuries. I don't think any of us were born then. But you can see the kids were touching. I wanted to, but I was like, hold on, let me just move on. This is also the dress. This is also like a structure of how the warriors in the, Bled is a castle. And if you know what the castle means, it's like, it's something in the 10th centuries that is mostly used now compared to the 21st centuries that we're currently living at. So these are some items from the 10th centuries being put up in the museum at the Bled Castle. These are some instruments. I can't exactly remember the names. I think it's called whistle. But these are some instruments and a lot of everything being used in the 10th centuries at the Bled Castle being displayed in the museum. And I was so happy I could see all of this because, like I said earlier, I've always seen this in movies. So I was happy that I captured the moment. I was able to see some few items for the 10th centuries. Something I'm still wild about is how they were able to keep all these items from the 10th centuries in the museum. It's really, really great. After I finished touring the Bled Castle and the museum, I ended back to the city center and I had to take a long walk. During this walk is going to lead me to where I'm going to take a boat to the highland. So I need to take a boat, except I'm ready to swim, of which I can't swim yet. So the only better and fast way is to use a boat. There are two types of boats, the ones that goes by kayaking and the electric boats. I can't swim and I didn't have a life jacket, so I was already saying I was going to use the electric boat. But then I had to walk like a very long walk. So this is like the views. A lot of people, as you can see, were also like waiting for kayaking boats and electric boats. So then I walked closer. I said to take a quick view From the back, you can already see the kayaking boat just leaving, and I learned that it arrives like every 5 minutes for the kayaking boat. So you have to wait and queue here to wait for it to come, because it goes to drop people on the island and then it comes back to this main place, and it goes and it goes and it stops at exactly 5 a.m. daily, 5 p.m. sorry, in summer. I don't know about winter because I went in summer. So afterwards, I got to wait for the electric boat, and this is all the people entering. This one is better because then you don't need to stay on the kayaking. It's very easy. And these are like the other passengers. I took a quick view from inside the boat, and boom, I arrived at the island. The island has a church inside of it. I don't know, everywhere I've been working has steps, like 100 steps. I don't know, so many steps. But this was me working again. Hop. I had intentions to go to the church, but I was already too tired, so I decided to work on the stairs first. And inside this highland, it has restaurants. It has where you can get quick ice cream. So I stopped for a quick ice cream, and then I saw where I'm gonna work again. Like I told you guys, I love views a lot, so I worked with my boot heels for this long, just to get down to the lake, to the river, to get some views and to see how exactly it looks like, because I'm not about to miss any opportunity to see beautiful things. If it's worth it, I would definitely take that work. I mean, come to think of it, what is sightseeing without working? If you're going to sightseeing anywhere in the world, you have to walk, because then you can be able to take good videos, and that's it. That's the picture of the kayaking, of the boat kayaking, but I didn't use that one. I used the electric kayaking. So I decided to take these views. I really love this cute. I don't know if you guys checked my other vlogs, you see that I've kayaked before. Now this is another spot in the highland. It's a shop where you can get souvenirs. I went there to see if I could get any souvenir, but I checked around and I wasn't exactly sure to get anything, because I have most of the things here already. So then this is like the views of the church. Because of time, I wanted to go to the church, but then I have to get another ticket, and it's going to take a long while. So I said, when next I come here again, I will go on the church, because when you go on top of the church, you're going to see another amazing views. You know, every spot has its own different views in Bled, and that's why I highly recommend you to make sure you visit everywhere, of which I did. I went to the island, I went to the castle, I saw the museum. These are things you should look out for when you go to Bled, so you know that you are able to tour everywhere. This is also like the views. I came back to the exact spot the electric boats dropped us, because he said it's going to come in the next 1 hour. So I was just waiting, and then I was taking videos of the views. You can see a lot of people kayaking and enjoying in the moment. Afterwards, I crossed the island and I begin another journey. I wanted to go to Bohinj. So this is like a road trip video where I was showing you guys, because from Bled to Bohinj is not exactly far. It just takes you about 40 minutes by car. So this was my on my way to Bohinj, and I was really loving these views. Even though I am a city girl, I really love countryside vibes a lot. Like the ability to run away from the city and go to the countryside to chill for some days is definitely my kind of thing, and it's definitely my vibes. One thing I can say for a fact is Slovenia is actually blessed with good hills, and if you come here in winter, you're going to be amazed, because then everywhere is covered up with snow. They really have like tall buildings, they have really good nature. You can see this beautiful house in this countryside. It's so amazing. I don't know, I could live here, trust me. But I was just, of course, a tourist, so I had to take every moment. This is like the road still leading to Bohinj, so I want you guys to enjoy the moments. So because of time, I couldn't stop. I could only drive through Boini Lake. And as you can see, these are some people by the beach side of Boini Lake, which is amazing, great. Boini is actually more bigger than Bled, but next time I'll come back to make more videos for you guys. I also needed to head to Ljubljana, which was the capital of Slovenia, so I didn't exactly have much time to tour as much as I did in Bled, like work and visit some place. And so, you know, there are not so many things to visit to see in Boini, just that it's more bigger. And this was on my way back to Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, to also go and sightsee there. I would make some more videos. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Don't forget to turn on notification, share to your family, friends, and loved ones. I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye. Thank you.